welcome to the kitchen, Mia.
Thank you.
We just played your song, The Witch. First of all, would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers so they know who's here?
Yes, so my name is Mia Raymer. I play the harp and I sing, and I also live stream on Twitch. I do music live streams.
If we needed food pairing to the song The Witch, what would it be for you?
I would like to say probably pumpkin soup, the Halloween vibe, I guess.
Not per se for this song, but in general in your songwriting, do you have like any favorite lyrics that you're like most proud of?
Yeah, that's a tricky part because I don't typically like analyze my songs too much. I like to usually let the audience kind of make up their own mind. There's one line in a song that I wrote called Into the Blue. It's a very simple line. It's tell me why it feels so wrong to say goodbye. I think it's a very universal feeling that sometimes you have to let go of people, places, situations that aren't good for you, but that you are still attached to. So, and I think this is something that a lot of people feel, and it's something that always comes back in your life. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it can have a lot of meanings.
Yes.
In general, regarding songwriting, do you have like a standard kind of approach to it?
Not really. It's very chaotic for the most part. So sometimes, if I'm very lucky, I get a moment of inspiration, and then the song kind of writes itself. And like I have a bunch of notes on my phone where I record if I have melody ideas. And a lot of times I listen back and I'm like, what is this? This sucks. But sometimes I get back to it and I'm like, oh, there's something to that. Then I may, start improvising on that theme. But it's very chaotic. Sometimes I just have one idea and I know I want to write the song, and other times I just have to kind of think about how I'm gonna assemble my ideas into one song. And some songs take a day to write and others take months. When I started writing songs, it was a lot easier. I feel like it gets harder and harder to kind of get in the zone and in the flow, but it still happens. So I just have to kind of force myself and just decide that I'm gonna work on music for now. There is not really a method, like it's just kind of very random.
Do you think it gets harder, or you're just getting better and more selective?
That's a good point. I think there's a bit of both, and I think for me it's also the fact that I do music full time. I have to wear the business hat a lot, and the content creation hat. So I feel like the more the more I grow as a musician with my audience and all that, the harder it gets, because I get more and more disconnected from the actual music, if that makes sense. And for me, I feel like the business part and the strategic part and the artistic part are kind of opposites. And so I find it harder to get into the creative part. It's harder to get into the zone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
regarding inspirations, I play the guitar and I have a lot of favorite guitar players, for example, that inspire me to write songs. How is that for you? Like, do you get inspired mainly by harp-focused music, or can like music focused more on a piano or a guitar inspire you to write something as well?
I actually don't listen to a lot of harp music. I get inspired from all sorts of different genres. The way I see it is I kind of use the harp as a guitar, because very few people sing while playing the harp and use the harp as as an instrument to accompany yourself. One artist that I really love is Joanna Newsom. I don't know if you've heard of her. It's very niche, obviously, it's the harp, but she's also a singer-songwriter who plays the harp, and she's got some amazing songs. But the style that I play is also very different from that. So I kind of like to take the things I like from different styles and see how I can make that work for the harp, and how I can get inspired to do something that works for the harp, because the harp is a very versatile instrument, but I don't think it gets used in a lot of genres, So I like to bring kind of unexpected genres to the harp, but that also means that I don't really have like a harp role model in that sense, because I go kind of all over the place with my styles. So yeah.
In general, like have a certain ritual to get yourself in the gig mood. Do you like hype yourself up with something, or calm down, or what is your way?
Depends on the gig. If it's a gig that I'm very nervous about, then I try to play the set once before the gig. If the gig's at night, then maybe I'll play the set in the afternoon just to practice, to rehearse, and I'll try to be in the same setting as the gig, so wear the same outfit, because sometimes things like that, like details, can kind of throw you off. Just try to be as much in the same setting as the gig. But if it's a gig that I'm not too nervous about, then I just usually, the most important thing is just making sure that I have all my things, because I have, for example, my tuning key for the Harp. If I forget that, nobody else is gonna have one, right? It's just about being sure that I have all my stuff ready.
So you do streamings on Twitch, and that's kind of how you get by as
Yes.
an independent musician,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get into that?
So I started during the pandemic, so in 2021. Oh, that's 5 years ago almost. Yeah, crazy. I knew about the platform, and I was doing a lot of busking before the pandemic. Obviously, I couldn't do that anymore, and so I started making a lot more music online, so I was sharing a lot of my songs on Instagram. And some people asked me, so are you doing live streams if you can't busk? And I was like, that's actually a good idea. Someone I knew from Instagram happened to be a Twitch musician as well, and she actually did a podcast, like an interview, and she asked me to get on her channel to record a podcast, like kind of like what we're doing today. And she had her viewers watch, and there was, I think, 10 people watching, but those 10 people were so interested in what I was doing, and like they asked a lot of questions. Some of them even made donations, and they were like, you have to get on Twitch. And so I was like, yeah. So I created my account on that day, and I started my channel. It took a while because I didn't know much about tech. You know, you need to have a lot of tech stuff to make it work. So it was a steep learning curve, but I just, kept trying. And yeah, thankfully my channel grew pretty quickly, and so that's how I got into it, and I'm really happy I did. But it was kind of by chance. It was kind of by chance in a way.
It's really original. And you have full ownership of it. You're not dependent on venues. You can basically play for an audience everywhere. You don't even have to travel for it.
No. Mm-mm.
So and you can follow Mia. Actually, we will add a link to her Twitch in the description. Yeah, we will look a little bit into the future, not 5 years, but let's say a year. So if we would be talking again in a year, what will have happened in the Mia Rema universe?
I'm hoping to be able to expand a little bit out of my Twitch bubble, because as much as I love streaming on Twitch and I have an amazing community, sometimes it still feels really hard to break into the music industry in the real world, if that makes sense. Because Twitch is such a niche kind of thing, and that's where I have most of my following and my audience. But what I'm trying to do is how to expand that to other platforms and to the real world. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and I'm working towards that. But yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering, what kind of restaurant would you recommend to us to visit here?
Yeah, I have there's so many amazing restaurants here. One that I really like is called TAT. I don't know if you know it. It's a Asian fusion restaurant, and it's really delicious and very well presented dishes. It's really good, I highly recommend. And there is also a little Vietnamese/Asian restaurant called Stäbchen Kultur, which is it's tiny. It's really a tiny place, but really, really delicious food. So yeah.
Never heard of these places,
Okay.
so I'm really glad. I will have a look and a bite. Thanks a lot for your music and your stories.
Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the next year.
Thank you.
For you.